Kick-Ons this week is sponsored by DRDU. DRDU are creators of diverse drag events made for everyone. From hens and bucks parties, birthdays and anniversaries, through to corporate entertainment hire and tribute shows. Get your tickets to their upcoming end-of-year holiday tour across 20 cities and 3 states. www.dragto.com.au/tickets. Find the perfect queen for you with DRDU. Oh, before we start today's video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we post a new video. You really fucked that up. You really messed that up, didn't you? You embarrassed me in front of my... No, I'm editing you out. No, that's... Leave. Guy, get out of here. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Kick-Ons. My name is Simone, and on this week's episode of Kick-Ons, we have the extra special guest star, the Booch herself, Gabriella LaBucci.
Hey, I'm here. I'm finally on Kick-Ons. From watching season 1 of Kick-Ons to being spoken about on season 2 of Kick-Ons to being on Kick-Ons on season 3 of season 4
Down Under.
It's very confusing,
But it's very exciting because the only way is up, baby. You know, when you go into a certain field, you really want to move up in the ranks, you know. So for example, I once worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken and I moved from washing the dishes to running the drive-thru. So I feel like this is the equivalent of your Kentucky Fried journey.
I worked at Macca's, how dare you?
Oh. Do the sounds at McDonald's trigger you, all those beeps and things?
I mean, they do things to me.
Oh, stop it. Got my fries already.
Yeah, that oil is hot, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
What's your go-to order? I know this has nothing to do with the episode, but I want to know now.
Currently, I am living for a large McChicken meal, but remove the McChicken sauce and add in Big Mac sauce.
Oh, good.
And then some nuggies as well.
Well, no, you got to.
Yeah, it'd be rude not to.
I sometimes like to mix my proteins because sometimes, you know, you don't want a chicken and a chicken. Well, you do, clearly, but what about a little cheeseburger on the side?
Oh, I got confused when you said proteins. I thought it was just a cum joke, but anyway.
Yes.
Chicken cum, there you go.
Are you coming to pick up?
Now, Gabriella, so you've made your way onto the set here. You're actually on the finale episode of Kick-Ons last season. So
I was.
You kind of have already been on Kick-Ons.
I was definitely there.
Do you remember much of that?
Nah.
I did get very drunk at my finale as well. Good times.
We had a good friend to hold hands with. That was nice. We love the finale. It's good.
Fuck off. Who held your hand?
Well, after Isis got crowned, I was left by myself because I am the only person to come second on Drag Race Down Under. So I was left by myself, and then Reese came over and said, "Now, Gabriella, you've come second. Are you okay?" I was like, what the fuck am I meant to do with that, Reese?
Where's my money? Where's my crown? Where's my title?
Right?
No, but look at you. You've gone so many great places since being on Drag Race. Like Japan.
I did go to Japan, not for work, though.
No, just pretend
Not
it's a
for
work. Tell me.
Oh, yeah, no.
Did you do anything work-related so we can claim it on tax?
I purchased one eyeliner,
Perfect.
which is the
And
brand.
you were scoping potential venues for a tour that may or may not happen one
That's
day.
true. I was in Japan at the same time as Jada Essence Hall,
Yes.
Precious Paula, and
Yes.
Nymphia.
Well, there you go.
Did we meet each other? No.
Well, there's a few people in Japan.
At least 2.
Yeah, so I can understand you may not have crossed paths, but I want to go to Japan one day. Give me a couple of hot tips.
Well, first of all, buy a plane ticket to Japan.
That is a very good
The
thing.
rest you'll figure out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
That is
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Gorgeous. Get an eSIM.
Oh, ecstasy.
An eSIM because you're going to want Google Maps.
Ecstasy. She's a naughty girl with a bad habit. Have you seen the TikTok of the lady that looks like Chris Lilly? And she's on a travel show?
Yes, looks like one of the new characters or
Oh,
something.
no,
So
it's
can.
fucked. I have to show it to you right now. Otherwise, I won't be able to concentrate.
Relaxation at Phuket.
It's literally her.
Even the voiceover, it's very We Can Be Heroes or
Yeah.
something.
Nothing focused, it clears my mind, getting rid of all the bad energy in my life.
That's Jermaine.
The key to Japan is very much so Japlanning. You need to plan everything in advance. You need to book.
Japlanning.
You need to do a lot of Japlanning.
Japlanning.
You need to do Japlanning if you're going to
God.
Japan because you need to book things at least a month in advance. If you want to go to Disney World, if you want to go to Universal, if you want to go to the Poop Museum, if you want to go to
the what?
The Poop Museum.
Oh, okay. I did hear you right.
Yeah, I'll show you photos afterwards.
Oh, stop it.
Here's me at the Poop Museum.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's nice. In Kyoto, I was in a random shopping complex. And 2 people come up to me and go, "Excuse me, are you Gabriella LaBucci?" And I said, "Hi, arigato gozaimasu."
You didn't say margarita pizza?
No, I didn't. I was in Japan, you see. And hi, arigato gozaimasu is Japanese for margarita pizza. This is going to be a dumb episode to kick off.
Okay, so we are here for Drag Race Under Season 4. What is it like watching Drag Race having just gotten off it, essentially?
Well, I never left the studio. I never got eliminated. I was never told to sashay away. I'm still there right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So where are you?
Where are you? I'm so sorry. It's great. I mean, it has been ruined a little bit because you see the markers on the floor. You go,
Yeah.
oh, I know what's happening. I know where
Yeah.
this is. I know that's happening. But with the facelift, it's a little bit fun, isn't it? I love that they painted the cherubs gold, though, because they're rentals.
An insider told me there still are rentals. So they have to unpaint them. After 4 seasons, wouldn't you have just bought some
Right?
fucking
Go
cherubs
down to
by now?
Bunnings, or is it Mitre 10 or Bunnings that's around the corner from the studio?
I think it's
One of
Mitre
them.
10. Do you know I actually hunted down that exact cherub because I had in my head for my cast day night shoot that I wanted it in the garden next to me. Do you know how expensive they are?
How much?
Over $500 for a concrete statue. No
We
wonder
don't-
they're not buying.
We don't
it.
have that in the
Yeah,
budget
they
down
don't.
under.
And what have you been thinking of the season so far? What are your thoughts?
I love it. I think it's so camp. I love that we have alumni on the judging panel because I think it adds that Australian and New Zealand sensibility.
It's like the missing connection to everything. Having the alumni back, they're connecting what's happening on stage in front of them to us as the viewer because they're responding to it rather than a panel that's like,
I don't know who the fucking Wiggles are. I Googled if they have the Wiggles in America. They fucking
they
do.
do. They're
do.
very big. And they have so many different international versions of the Wiggles as well.
I think the dementia just hit Rue that day and it was just not good.
Well,
Oh, well.
she's too busy doing TikToks in her house at the moment.
I love Rue on TikTok
Me
at the
too.
moment. So
Whatever gay is behind that phone being like, no, do this now. Do this. Learn this.
I'm so happy for her doing TikTok. Wild because she's had all this free time. You see, she didn't have to go and film Down Under.
No.
She's been TikToking.
She did her book tour.
Oh, my God.
The book tour that replaced filming Drag Race. Did you see that one of the queens handed their audition tape to her on the book tour?
Yes, I'm familiar with the workings of Hormone Elisa.
Yes.
And in Reddit, I'm a bit of a Reddit.
Oh, you're a
I love
Reddit sleuth.
yeah.
All right, okay. Hello, Redditors.
As
Is
is.
that what we call you? Little miserable
Spoilerinas,
cunts.
they're called. Spoilerinas.
No, they're miserable cunts. Hi, Redditors. Love you.
And someone asked our Hormone Elisa, do you think that you could take Gabriella LaBucci in a fight? So
Did you ask that?
Instantly, no, I didn't ask her. No.
Oh, did you jump on and go?
I DM'd her and I said, so we're fighting, are we?
And did she respond? She said, sorry, I'm more famous than you. I'm
She
on
said,
Drag
I'm on
Race."
an American season.
Who is
Go
this?
fuck yourself.
How did you get this number?
The money we got for our runways is more than your prize
Oh
money
my
is.
God, don't even. I'm sorry what I said about you Redditors because now you'll be even more mean, please. I love you. So, before we get into today's episode, I think it's time for the disclaimer. We know it's a roast episode, but please be nice in the Queen's comments. Leave the roasts on the Barbie.
It's a beautiful disclaimer. I love that.
I know, there's a lot of talking and
Talking is hard. It makes you quite dry.
thirsty. So I'd like to invite the official Tro to come back in and top up our glasses. Oh, no, not at us. Oh, no! Oh!
Oh, that went straight in my urethra.
Cheers!
Something in my cup.
No, it's your goblet. We're at the top of the episode and we've just come back from Max being eliminated.
Wow, I'm furious.
Furious. I did enjoy the little vanity quote, whether it was official or not. It was definitely deemed as a vanity quote, which is very fun. And I take my very well-sized hat off to Max because Max wrote a perfectly sized message on the mirror. Thank you. Thank you. Just a moment for Max.
Although I will say, she referenced that she's a believer of God. She's in the faith.
Oh, yeah, I forgot she was a Christian.
I would have loved.
I forgot she was a Christian.
I would have loved a little verse, a psalm, if you will.
Oh, just
Maybe a bit of Corinthians 13.
Imagine
That would have been
if she-
nice.
No, I really think she should have gone that route, and she should have written Ezekiel 23:20 on the mirror. I think that would have been beautiful.
I thought she could have done Nokia 1100.
That's like when Chappelle called me, like I bought one of her clocks and she just had a page number on the back. And it was about being innocent, and it was like it took you to a page in her book. It was very camp.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, she's just making it. She's announced everyone she's going to stop making resin clocks once her materials run out.
If you want a clock, get one now.
The time is on the clock to get a clock. I don't know what she's going to do. Maybe she'll release music again. So the girls do seem a bit sad, and they look at Freya and they go, "How you going?" But then they get over it very quickly.
Yes.
They've all gotten through to episode 7, one more to go. So
many left on episode 7.
when they do get back into the workroom the next day, Lazy, the curse of Lazy's back. Oh, grr. I was so close, I was edging. Oh.
Anyone but Lazy.
Yeah, ABL, anyone but Lazy. And I can relate to this because the girls in my season would do top 4 plus art, top 3 plus art. So I know what it's like.
Well, the difference is that one was funny.
They weren't singling me out because they thought I was competition. They just didn't want me there.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, no, it's very fair. Why did I come back? If you want to find out, you can read in my book, Life is Art.
That's true.
I write all about my return to Drag Race Down Under and everything that happened behind the scenes. So,
sorry, let me just turn the page.
oh, thank you. Yeah, so it's that bit. Quickly, if you find out that this week it is the roast.
Yes, first time.
And we always thought it was going to happen. We always thought one of the challenges was going to be a Reese roast. And we never understood why they didn't do it because there is zero preparation needed from production.
True.
They have to make a set piece with a logo. That's it.
Well, they did a beautiful job when that little image of Reese did a little wig.
We
that
will
was
get
nice.
to it, but that was chef's kiss. I did enjoy that. We'd watch season 2, season 3, and we'd be like, you've picked this challenge over a roast, which requires absolutely nothing except for the girls. And I don't know whether that's because they just didn't trust the girls or think they had the skill set. Maybe they finally felt these ones did.
They didn't think that season 3 had the skill set, but they thought we had the skill set to get on a fucking bike.
They looked at you and they said, athleisure.
And they looked at Bumper and said, athleisure. They looked at Ashley, athleisure. All of us.
Do you know where Bumper is?
I was going to ask you.
Now, I'm very excited to announce that the Lurgies is back. Yes! The 3rd annual Lurgies will be happening next week in our finale episode where we award the Drag Race Down Under Season 4 Queens. We have such categories as the funniest moment, the shadiest moment, that means nothing award for most memeable moment, the award for social media hustle. And then in the comments, you're going to be voting for Miss Congeniality. So we've got a form or a link you can click on in the description box to vote for all the categories, but then Miss Congeniality will be from the comment section. So please head to the comments and type who you want to award Miss Congeniality to this season, and we'll be awarding those next week in our finale episode of Kick-Ons.
Oh, get to voting.
Yes! No, don't sway them. No, do it. No, don't. No, do it. Who are you going to vote for? Thank you. All right, well, we can't wait to see you vote this week. Yeah.
I'd vote for Tro.
Now, Reese roast.
Yes.
I think it's our time. What would you do?
Absolutely. What would I do? Well, panic, first of all, because you saw the reading challenge on my season. How could you top IBS anus poo pen? Like, I did my best work there, so I have nothing for Reese.
Well, why don't we have a go? All right, let's have a go.
All right, have a go.
Reese, with the amount of product you've got in that hairdo, I'm starting to think there's a silent G at the start of your name.
Reese looks so queer, I can guarantee they've given their cousin Ronald McDonald a stern talking to about the lack of vegan options at his restaurant.
Your career has really gone downhill since Legally Blonde.
Reese Nicholson, more like Reese will nick your son, your firstborn, because they're Rumpelstiltskin, get it? Rumpelstiltskin or Crumple
Can you say
foreskin?
Rumpelstiltskin as Reese with your Reese lisp?
It's probably offensive, but I will. Rumpelstiltskin. You got to get Ivory to do it. You know that Ivory's the best at doing the Reese.
She should have been the guest this week.
I'll fuck myself.
Can you imagine? Imagine Ivory coming in a Reese Nicholson snatch game.
Please.
That would have been so funny. So we find out from Michelle that Lazy gets to choose the order. They don't do a mini challenge. We find out that Lazy's choosing the order of the roast, which is a lovely moment they've set up to maybe cause a little bit of drama, give her an advantage.
She could be a right cunt if she wants to.
Yeah, they've really given her this power, and she asks around the room, sees what people would like to do, where they would like to place in the order. The only thing she said, which I was like, oh, good point, was when she said, I want to get all the jokes out first, so I've got first dibs, because that is the worst thing if you're sitting there and you're the last person and it's, oh shit, that's one.
We have seen that on many a franchise of Drag Race where people make the joke and then it just repeats later on in the roast, and it's always a bit, oh, we've already heard that one. That's a bit shit.
I wouldn't want to be the end. The end is the absolute hardest one. So it was interesting to see that Vibe was so keen to be the finale.
I mean, she delivered.
She did. That's a scary place to be.
It is very scary to be at the end, but, you know, all the tops have got to be at the end at some point, don't they? If you're topping, you're at the end, you're at the backside.
Yeah, well, the end of the is in the end. Where
this is the end. Bye, everyone. We're done.
Now, you see what we're doing now is we're padding out the episode, because that is something they do very strongly throughout this episode.
No. This episode was full of wholesome content that made every second count.
Yeah, maybe we should have a montage. I can't believe she wore that.
I can.
It smells like fart in here.
Where are your whoopee cushion tits? I'm just a petite lady. My feet don't even touch the ground. Oh, my God.
Fuck you!
Do you get many huntsmans up in here?
No!
Hello, I'm Aunt Simone, and today on Kick Ons.
Do you want to know what Max's secret is? She can... You flirty.
No.
So the girls have had a bit of time to write some content, some ideas out in their paper, and then they get taken out onto the main stage.
Yes.
We have Kidamine.
Yes.
She looks so good.
I love that she's in drag, because we had her out of drag for
Yes.
Snatch Game, but then the roast happens, so we thought we'd better make her dress up so we can make fun of her.
Yes, I love that she's worn red hair just for Reese. I'm glad that it's something interesting to fill the episode, because she's great. Like, Keita's one of the funniest people I know. She's such a great host. She's incredible on a microphone in these live situations, and she's super fast all the time. And that's why it was really fun working with her, and you can bounce and banter with her, and you can just take the shit out of each other, and it's fun. It's playful.
It's always good when you have a girl that can do that, because a lot of the times it doesn't happen. And
Yeah. So it made sense for her to be there, because she does get humour. She does get, she's funny looking. So
and smelly and tasting and all the senses, really.
Yeah. And she's sitting with Michelle and the Queens we can deliver some of their content. Freya seems a bit nervous or worried.
Well, her support network is gone. Max is no longer there, so...
It's weird, because you'd think she would have a bit more tension, so she'd be more uptight now that Max is gone, because she doesn't have to get that release anymore. But
yeah, she's not as loose anymore.
No, but in reality, it has been less than 24 hours, because it happened yesterday.
Oh, wow. I have no concept of time.
Well, no, like when you're filming the show, unless it happened over a weekend, but it was probably yesterday.
How many days did you get off when filming?
0. We had one day off, but we used it to film the promo.
Not a single day. Oh, you got 2 weeks in lockdown, though.
Oh, we got 21 days in a hotel room.
That must have been nice. So much fun. What were you watching on TV in the Sebble?
Anyway, filming TV is really fun during a pandemic. I would highly recommend it. But how many days off did you get?
2, and it had to be a general consensus of like what we were going to do.
You got to do it as a group?
In 2 groups.
Still? The whole thing is they're like, no, you can't talk to anyone because you can't form a relationship with them.
No,
blah, 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 blah.
No. We had to go to the beach. I fucking hate the beach. So I sulked in the shade with my little iPod that had like 4 songs on it. And I listened to them again and again. I was, there are secrets that you never know.
But, the other thing I liked to do while I was in quarantine
Tell me.
was fall asleep to the wonderful infomercials.
Such as?
Match watch!
That's my line.
Well,
and I
thought
wasn't
we're doing it- we're
well, I
doing it
wasn't
different.
doing merch watch because there's no merch to watch this week from the girls.
Well, in lieu of the girls dropping some merch, I have some merch to drop.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
because,
No, we'll let you have the... Oh, you want to hold the stage for a moment?
I'm holding space for
Okay.
merch. I am. Tradie of the season, may I please have the merchandise?
Oh, come on. Is this yours?
Well, that's really disrespectful.
Oh,
It's very rude. Well, anyway, there you go. That's for you, I suppose. You can have it.
Oh,
seeing as
thank you.
the official Tro is not here.
Oh, you've even wrapped them. That's beautiful.
I have. Seeing as I've
like a
dolled
present.
myself up so gorgeously, Well, that's me, isn't it? That's me right here, right now on Kick-Ons.
Oh, there you are. You look beautiful.
Yeah.
And you're even wearing the same earrings.
Yeah,
It's
all
you've
detail.
come out alive from that.
Details.
Wow, they've even got your BBL on there. That's beautiful.
My BBL.
Yeah.
My Boochy bouncy legs.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's correct,
absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, where can we get these, Gabriella
You
LaBucci?
can get them at my website that I definitely know the link for, so just find it on my Instagram, please.
Yeah, how much do these go for?
The T-shirts are Australian $50 hairs.
Oh, good. That is
yes,
good.
that's
Yes,
nice.
and
And a
that's-
fan is
Oh,
just
AS
a
Colour,
re-
that's the good brand.
Yes,
That's the good
it
one,
is.
yes.
A fan goes for $20
Oh, can I
as
feel the
well.
quality? I can't reach that
Yes.
one. Thank you so much for bringing some merch for me to watch here, Miss Gabriella LaBucci.
You're very welcome.
And if you like Gab stuff, go and buy it.
Please.
Merch watch, merch watch, merch watch.
So we're on the runway. Then we've got Lazy, who seems pretty confident. We've got Vibe, very confident. Mandy, not confident at all.
Mandy has been a fucking hoot and a holler in this whole experience. I don't like a roast. I've never seen a
I
roast.
wouldn't watch one of those.
I've never eaten a roast in my life.
Your
What are you
interest,
talking
Sharon?
about?
No. She is nervous, which is wild because she is a very, very experienced drag artist. She has been working the Brisbane drag scene for, it has to be at least a decade.
At least 2 years.
Yeah.
At least.
At least. And that is enough time. I get it though, because a lot of people can be naturally funny and not funny when it comes like exactly this.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to formulate a joke rather than just reacting to a conversation, a situation.
Yes.
So I can understand how that's daunting, but she's really let it get in her head. She's like, oh, this is the one thing I didn't want to do, the one thing I wasn't interested in doing. Mandy's humour does come from this really dry sense and factual humour is the best way I can describe it, where she just states a fact very good. And it's sometimes very shady and very funny at the same time.
And sometimes it isn't. But I love it.
Yeah, I love her too. I think it's I think she is so funny. It is a bit hard to watch her struggle. Another person that's struggling, Nikita. She's like, oh, I just say things like I don't normally write stuff. But what Michelle and Keita decide to do is ask her to pretend it's a ball, be the host of the ball, and deliver her roast that way.
Yes. They did specifically say, do
that.
this thing that we want you to do.
And she even does a bit of it. And they're like, yeah, that's
it.
You're
That's the
so
ticket.
confident. Yeah.
That's going to pan out really well for you. 10 out of 10 recommend do that.
Fucking Sabo, because fast forward, she does exactly that and delivers it how she did in that thing, and they said it was good. Yet they're like, nah. Sabo!
They stitched you up, Nikita.
Sabo! Nikita should have just gone out there with no notes.
She should have gone out as Mother Nature. Because that would be very funny. Never before seen on Drag Race.
So we get into the workroom the next day. We finally get to find out a bit more information about Freya. We find out it's her mirror moment, essentially.
It is.
She explains when she got to Australia, when she moved with her family here when she was 12, and what caused her to move here. And she was saying her family didn't feel safe in America, and that's why they made their journey over here. And then proceeds to have a conversation about gun laws in Australia versus America.
Because her dad worked in security or something like that and had a gun in the house.
A gun in the house. Then Mandy, what does Mandy go?
Oh, wow.
Look, I'm going to say the conversation was very fumbled around. It was a room full of people that were not qualified in the moment to discuss and deliver this topic eloquently.
Yes.
And that's not on them. They were pushed into this conversation.
Those mirror talks are often very non-organic.
No.
And it was an interesting choice that's the route that it took. And,
yeah. We're used to these mirror moments being about queerness and queer stories and queer resilience
and family.
And family. And instead we get a conversation about gun laws in Australia and the Port Arthur massacre. And Mandy just sums up and she goes, no guns for anyone. And that's
beautiful. That's nice.
That's world peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes,
that was. It was a very weird conversation to experience on TV, and one that I was like, oh god, because I feel like we weren't able to give it justice in this moment, and that's not a reflection on the Queens at all.
Correct.
I just would have either helped them out or axed that bit of the conversation. And also, when you get down to it, it was a New Zealand team of editors and producers who don't know much about the topic at all, putting this conversation into play, which is a bit weird. One thing that the girls also spoke about was how, the difference between cultures between the US and Australia is the use of the word
Cunt.
Except no one wanted to say the word cunt.
Which is so weird considering the whole show, the premise
Yeah.
of Drag Race is charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, which is an acronym.
For?
It's cunt. It's cunt.
It's cunt, you cunt. You know, Freya's like, oh, and we, you know, the C
The
word.
C
and
word.
the other girls are like, yeah, it actually means you know,
Chlamydia.
it's a positive. It's a good thing. But no one says it. Has cunt been said on Drag Race Down Under?
Yes.
It must have.
Well, I can think at least in season 3 when Isis walks in the workroom, you can hear Amel say, cunt.
Speaking of cunts.
Yes.
Maxi Shields!
Maxi ship. Now, Maxi was in a hurry.
Yeah,
She was
I
here.
think she got off the plane, said, leave the engine running. I'll be back. I just need to go and film this. We timed it because it's this poor Maxi. It was the shortest interaction we've ever seen. It was a minute 30.
90 seconds.
And 30 to 40 seconds of that was a montage of content from season 1 of Drag Race Down
Which you
Under.
were in.
I was the inside. You know, I'm officially on the 4th season as well. It's all 4 seasons so far. Lucky me.
Can't relate.
She was not used properly.
No, absolutely not.
She walks in, she goes, oh, how are you going? What are you doing this week? The roast. Oh. And then Lazy goes, have you got a roast for your season 1 sisters? She's like, no, Reddit did that. Bye.
I read it. Weird.
So strange.
So weird.
And
They paid for her to get there,
They
to fly
paid-
her out,
They-
to say hi and bye. Off you fuck.
wild.
Wild. Insanity.
Like, why wasn't Maxi on the judging panel?
She could have opened the roast.
She could have just been there in the audience. She could have been sitting there on a camper chair just clapping.
We've just been speaking for longer than Maxi's been on the fucking show.
Oh, it is wild, especially in an episode where they were clearly trying to fill time. And that's it.
Oh, look, I reckon Maxi will watch and go, gee, my tits look
Yeah,
good.
she said, oh, I did really well in that.
Yeah.
No, she looks great. Unfortunately, they leave in the bit where she says she just came from Mardi Gras, so that does
Ruin the
date,
time illusion.
does date the production and tell you that, no, they're not filming live. It was done back in March and February.
But which year?
That's true. Maybe in the future.
Who knows?
Then it's time for the roast. So we open with Lazy Susan. She does incredibly well.
Phenomenal.
The only negative I have is that, like, everyone seems to have, like, worn a Luke. And she's
Now,
like,
what are you
well,
insinuating
she's
here?
not in a Luke.
She's wearing a gorgeous
Jumpsuit.
bit of clothing
Yeah.
that she owns.
Yeah, which is fine because she's standing behind a lectern. But, you know.
She has the heart of the ocean. Is that what it's
that's
called?
that's the glitz and glam.
I've definitely seen Titanic. I know the
Yeah.
reference.
Because it's a roast, it seems like it's a bit more of an evening event, you know. So I would have appreciated a bit more of a glamorous or nighttime affair.
I love it. She's been wearing this outfit in the content she's been creating on social media. Or
Yes.
she's like doing a Saturday Disney type.
Yes. And that's nitpicking because the actual content itself.
Fantastic.
So good.
So good.
So good. She does incredibly well. The weird thing they do in this edit, for a Reese roast, they don't focus on Reese very much in the edit.
True.
Everyone kind of gets a joke, one joke for everyone.
I'm glad they did it chronologically, unlike everything else they've done this season, where it's been here's Lazy, now here's Mandy, now here's Freya, now here's Lazy again, but then Vibe's going to pop up. Nikita's going to make an appearance, but then we're going to go back to Lazy and then Mandy and,
And
then
then Maxi
Lazy
will pop
again.
up.
Maxi comes in, but only for like a split second.
Next up, we have Nikita, who, as she was told to do,
Delivers what she was instructed to do so and does what she was instructed to do.
this is the first time where we get a bit of the womp, 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 womp music in the background. Poor girl.
Yeah, I do feel for her because if they're giving you like a positive affirmation, do this, you're like, I might win. They want to see something, I'll give them what they want.
Yeah, not for me.
Not for me, yeah.
Then we get Freya, who blows them out of the park, does really well.
Yes.
She does a really good job. Cannot remember anything she said, but
well,
she looks pretty.
There was a few comments that she made that I was like,
Oh, she did take some risks, but I think they paid off.
they did pay off.
It was like, oh, I don't know if I can laugh at that. That's sometimes the best humor in the world, where you feel naughty for even like hearing it.
Yeah.
Then we go down to Mandy, who, yeah,
It happened and we were here for
yeah,
it.
poor girl.
She said she wasn't looking forward to
Oh,
it.
but props to her though when she goes, well, I thought that was funny.
Honestly, I love it. I love that she can openly admit that she's amusing herself because I really enjoy it when people find themselves funny. I think that's the campus kind of comedy. It's the best.
Even if she was just doing it sarcastically,
I
just
thought it
think
was funny.
It's,
Oh, wow.
it's perfect. Oh, wow.
I thought it was
so
funny.
creative.
No guns for anyone.
No
Oh,
guns
wow.
for anyone. And then she goes, I'd like to introduce this person. They're a POC. a person of cholesterol. Oh, no, but I think we're above fat jokes these days.
Well, you don't have to be fat to have cholesterol.
Oh.
Just
Is that my own bias?
You need to go to the doctor and get your bloods done because you might need to switch to the Flora Proactive and lower your cholesterols.
I love margarine. Then we get to our final queen, which is Vibe. First of all, Vibe just looks stunning.
Oh, I love the hair. I love the fit.
Yeah. It's like businesswoman special with sequin. She looks so good.
Yeah.
And the way she delivers her jokes so confidently.
Yes.
They could have been the worst jokes in the world, but she's just so commanding and you really trust her. For an average viewer that isn't fully paying attention, you would just think that she did well regardless.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was just a real straight in, do the job powerhouse.
What a way to finish.
Absolutely.
I almost wish she went first because she would have scared the shit out of everyone else.
True. And then they probably would have fumbled real bad. I would love to see Vibe deliver Nikita's script.
It would probably be so funny.
Hey?
Come on, girl. Put the bass in your walk. Head to toe. Let the whole body talk. Now walk.
And what?
Yeah, so the girls are all there. We've got Michelle looking lovely in her starry outfit, which I think I've seen advertised on Instagram ads many times. It looks great on her. Reese is wearing a suit. Keita looks lovely. I love this multicoloured.
The tubey hairpiece.
I haven't seen.
thing.
I call them goth tubes because they're like the balls that,
cyberlocks.
Yeah. Never seen one like that before. Anita's there in. This is a frock that Tamara made for her Canada versus the World. Tamara Kane, who is the costume designer of the year from the Medea Awards, and made both our outfits today.
She absolutely
That's very nice.
did.
That's for Tamara.
That's for Tamara.
I will say though, Anita Wiglet, I know you said that Keita dared you to wear those shoes down the runway, but come on.
They are the only shoes that fit her right now.
Come on, like.
I want to know if they all did the waist down removal of drag.
Well, I've got a very special guest next week that I can't tell you.
You've already told us, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
The Patreon knows.
Oh, you're not Patreon.
Yes, the Patreon knows who our guests are next week. And if you want to find out, you can head to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/kickons. And you can watch our exclusive content we've already filmed, where we announce next week's guests and talk about some confidential NDA-worthy stuff. So if you want to watch that and find that out, head to Kickons, our Patreon there, patreon.com/kickons. But I'm hoping with them in the studio, I can be like, tell me!
Maybe they'll tell you.
Shits and Tits today is sponsored by Barbara, putting big love into borrowing money for the LGBTQIA+ community. Whether you're starting a family, seeking gender-affirming surgery, launching a business, or just want to buy a new area rug, Barbara's got you. Ready to talk money, honey? Well, scan the QR code. Go on. All right, are you ready? You get to finally shits and tits it. You had a few fair shits and tits in your season, so now the tables have turned. And you get to deliver some yourself.
I am definitely the most qualified person on this planet, purely based on what I wore on episode 4 of season 3 of Drag Race Down Under.
Perfect. Was that the Kylie?
It certainly fucking was the Kylie. How did you know?
So the category this week,
Yes.
Cape Fierce, I believe.
I don't quite understand what that means. I mean, it's capes.
I think it's just capes. Cape Fierce. First up down the runway, we have Miss Lazy Susan.
Shit makeup. No, she's gorgeous.
No, that is it. Yeah, the makeup, terrible. Superhero-esque bodysuit,
Very
blue velvet.
Madonna cone bra.
Yeah, sculpted like abs. So she's clearly this like superhero person with her cape, so superhero cape. Trot, 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 turns at the end of the runway. She's gone and used a rug. And not only is the rug there, so is the cat tigre. So is a pizza box. So is a cord. So is a magazine.
Miss Lazy Susan, you are a silly woman.
So silly.
Why are you so silly?
I'm so silly.
So silly.
So silly.
I love it. Don't necessarily understand the connection between the front outfit and then the cape. But I don't understand her brain, and
Well,
I love it. I love it as a whole.
What I got from it is that, like, you know, when you're a kid, you're dressing up as a superhero and you grab whatever's around you to make a cape. So she's grabbed the rug, tied it around her neck, and there's still some shit stuck to the back of the rug.
There you go.
That's what I got from it. But either way, it is just stupid.
It is very
it's just-
stupid, but-
she had a cat dragging off the back of her costume for the runway.
The cat at the end of the runway just...
Oh, just so silly. So stupid.
Stupid.
She looked great. Her eye makeup is the best I've seen it this season. So sharp and clean and like,
But it was shit.
you're terrible.
So we have an Australian saying that there's enough room in here to swing a cat. I want to know if that cat was swung in that runway.
She would have hit
Because
so many
do-
fucking things.
There's
My
not
God.
much room in there. So
No. I
need to know.
It was very ambitious for them to do a Cape runway on that runway. Because you know yourself, right? You know that turning, you walk in to then turn around the corner. That passage is so shallow.
Yep.
How the...
And then you go up a couple of steps.
Yeah. And then you're like still stuck to the exposed wood and nails behind the set, so your bits of your costume get stuck on them. Luckily, they seem to have looked after all the girls, especially in the edit they did. Maybe they let some of the girls place themselves at the top of the runway and then walk
Yeah.
forward. But it was very, I was, oh God.
Do it on bikes. I will not give these girls sympathy. If they want sympathy, they'll find it in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. I'm not giving it to them.
Beep, 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 beep. Did you see your choreographer? He choreographed Beetlejuice too.
Yes.
So it is a tit from me.
I'll give it a tit as well.
Titty!
Or should we give it a mama that's pussy because it's got pussy? Nah, just
No.
a tit. Just a tit.
No! It's a tit. Next up down the runway, we have Nikita Iman in her bridal white cape moment. The collar and the cape were really cool with the beading and the little like gold shell there. The dress itself was a bit strange because she had this nude cut off here. So that implies that this is your bare... like
Chesticles.
Chesticle out. Didn't quite make sense. It was more nude delusion than illusion.
Yes.
Maybe the collar was meant to be longer to like cover there, so the beads just swinging would give the illusion that there's a tit out.
Hey.
But she looked great.
I like the shape of the shouldery piece. I don't like the makeup on the...
Yeah, the beads had makeup
beads?
on them. Yeah, I also understand their beads, they move around, but I wish someone else was looking out for her and said, hey, babe,
Yes.
because it was very noticeable on the fully white outfit.
It was. I do love the red hair with the solid white outfit. However, I'm a little bit fucking over seeing just long, straight, flat hair on this runway.
Imagine that with an updo.
Just, we're in season 4 now. I just
Yeah.
want a bit more of the hair.
Imagine that with an updo because she had the big shoulders. So if the hair went up and was sculpted in a really fun way, that could have really elevated
If
it.
it mimicked the shoulder piece, like in just a big square, I don't know.
I do enjoy a cube hair. It's kind of like those
Cube hair.
watermelons. They grow in the cubes.
Yeah.
As a whole, I enjoyed it because she had a cape and it was beautiful and it flowed elegantly and there was only a little bit of makeup on the collar.
Yes.
So I'm going to give it a tit.
I don't know.
Go on, do it.
I'm a bit fun.
No, you can do a shit.
I'm
do
a
a
bit fun.
shit.
I'm a bit fun. And I like colour.
Yeah, go on. I want
Giving
you
you
to.
a shit, Nikita.
Yay!
Shit.
I like the shoulders, but the rest is shit.
Okay. Next up, down the runway, we have Miss Freya Armani.
Freya Dunamani.
Fran Dumani, who is not wearing a cape, full stop, so shit. That's, I'm just top line. That is a coat.
The only thing
That's
that
not a cape, that is a coat. And you can keep walking around like this, pretending it's a cape, but it's not a fucking cape, Freya. This is the second week in a row where your runway has not matched the category. I'm sorry, I can flap foreskin, but that doesn't make that a cape, does it?
Flappy flap.
Look, I enjoyed her storytelling.
I do enjoy the story, but the best part about that outfit is the fucking wig that she has worn back to front.
Okay, we clocked it immediately. I said, that is a wig on backwards. That's either a Liza or just a short cropped wig, and she's flipped it around. Well, you know, we've all tried it once.
beautiful.
Turn the wig around, girls.
Freya, you've never looked more beautiful.
I think...
It's a shit from me.
No cape. No cape, no cape. It's a shit. There's no cape. Next up, down the runway, we have...
Polly Phillip. What?
No, you may be mistaken. It is Mandius Mobius, Mandy Moobs, as the devil.
It is. It is.
This bit...
Gorge.
Love it.
Gorgeous construction, gorgeous
Oh.
colour, gorgeous shape, gorgeous
The
everything.
fabric as well, all the detail in it, lush. The cape itself, really cool with the big horn sticking out. Didn't need the tendrils as the extra layer.
Tendrils?
The you know, the stringy bits, yeah. And the only issue is this headpiece, if the horns were on the top of her head and went up, that would have created a gap between her head and her shoulders. But unfortunately, with the horns going like this, and then the hair going like that, and the tendrils going like that, it connected her from here up in, and she lost all of that.
Created a bit of an odd shape.
Yes.
An odd shape.
Yes. Without the headpiece and the horns, amazing look. That was the only thing that really pushed it back for me. I was like, I don't know. Well,
I understand what you're saying. I still think that it's an exceptionally crafted garment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give it a tit.
yeah. I definitely going to give it a tit because it wasn't. Oh, no, it was really good. I just didn't like that.
Thought-provoking.
It's a tit.
It's a tit. Oh, my God.
tit
We got
from
there,
me.
everyone. We got there in the
It's
end.
a tit from me. Good on you, Mandy.
Well done.
Next up, down the runway, we have Vibe.
Vibe.
Vibe. This is nice.
Full stop.
Yeah. The proportion's cool. It is a cape because it's a capelet. I would have liked it to be longer, but maybe she had the same fears. Maybe Coco was in her ear being like, girl, that thing's too small. Like, just...
Coco wanted her to have these big fucking hoop earrings around her arm.
the calamari. Not the calamari. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give it a tit because it is nice and she looks really pretty. Her makeup and her hair and it all matches and it's all very cohesive. Mm-hmm. It's just a few detail things that I wouldn't do personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like the feather around the bust was kind of weird. Like she'd done it over here in tufts, so it made sense, but it was just a strip of like 3 one-ply ostrich that was just floating around weirdly. And the applique places were a bit strange when you looked at the detail, but as a whole... I loved it. It was good. What are your thoughts? Be mean. Go on, be
I'm
mean.
not going to be mean.
Okay, be factual.
Be factual.
Have an opinion.
I like that she was there.
Oh.
No. I think in comparison to all of the other girls who have walked the runway, it was just a bit more on the simpler side. She's very matchy-matchy with the set and it just doesn't stand out as much as I'd like it to, so I'm going to give it a soft shit.
Yeah, it definitely washed her out. The garment itself was nice, so I'm going to give it a tit. Good on you,
shit.
girl! So we find out the girls are back on the runway and the placements are pretty much what they've been setting up all along.
Yes.
And they do match what we saw. Lazy did well. They love it all. She gets no bad critiques. Nikita, they say, why did you do that weird thing? Oh, I would never have done that in my life. I wonder why. She's not doing very well.
No.
Freya, they're very surprised. They go, oh, amazing, loved it. Good for you, girl. Mandy, oh, no. Can I just say, Lazy did a great job of this lineup because it's really fun for me to say back as well.
The sign of a good crossy
Yes.
is to consider the audience and the overall perspective of the show instead of being like, yeah, but I could look really good.
There should be a mini challenge or a maxi challenge where you have to do a lineup for a show. As in, like, that is the challenge. You have to produce a good show because that is a skill and a quality that a lot of drag artists have to have and do because we're show producers as well as performers.
Yeah, unless it's this time of year, in which case whoever's doing All I Want for Christmas Is You, that's the
That's
closer
the
done.
end. Yeah, but you'd know that.
Yeah.
Here are the 3 songs that your performers are playing. Where should they go in the lineup, A, B, and C?
Oh.
This Is Me. All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a curveball. Absolutely everybody.
Ooh.
I think I just gave the order.
It depends.
Where
Which
are we?
venue are you working in? Are you in
We're
Victoria?
at Circuit and it's 1 a.m.
Oh, do them all at the same time. Who should go home tonight and why?
Oh, you're right. Yes. Lazy Susan this season has really been trying to foster a sense of sisterhood. We're all in this together.
You're all shit drag queens, fuck up.
Yeah.
I think is the same.
You're all shit, but so am I, so let's be shit together.
Hey.
So she gets asked this question and she goes, Vibe.
Vibe.
Great, funny. But I also, it's not really the intention of the question. And this really puts something under Freya's skin.
Oh, it irks her up, doesn't it? She hates
She's
it.
like, that's essentially being like, oh, it's disrespectful to Michelle. If she asks you something, you got to answer it truthfully.
Well, to be fair, we've always said this is not RuPaul's best friend race, but this isn't RuPaul's drag race.
No, it's not.
It can
and
be
I think
Michelle's
that's
best friend race. You can do what you want.
If Ru is in front of you, you answer it. It's serious. But the girls have been having so much fun with Michelle that I think they're just like, oh, well, like, I feel like that's why we're getting these answers. Nikita follows suit and goes, Vibe again. And then Freya brings it back on track.
Yes, and she says, Nikita.
And then we go, next one, Nikita.
Nikita.
Next one,
Nikita.
Nikita. And that is the drama that they take back to them to untucked,
Mm-hmm.
where Nikita really doesn't seem...
She's been so good this entire season. They
just-
can just throw anything at her and she's just like, yeah, but I'm on Drag Race. I don't
she's
care.
like,
This is
and I'm
great
the
fun.
last one from New Zealand, so... They pretty much know that Mandy and Nikita are in the bottom. Mandy's like, it's going to be a shame to send you home. A bit of fire, a bit of confidence.
Love a
which
bit
is
of sass.
great. But I mean, in the moment, I would be afraid of Nikita because she's already sent 2 people home.
She sent home Max Drag Queen.
Literally. But the girls are back up on the runway, and we find out that the winner this week is...
Vibe.
She's won some prosthetics.
Good girl.
What are they trying to say to her?
You're not fake enough. We want more.
Give us more.
You want more?
Yeah, good for her. She won some, and she finally has a full win to herself.
Nice. Good. Not a split win.
So she's going through the final. We find out that Lazy's going through to the final, and we find out that Freya is going through to the final.
Good. So we have a top 3 so far.
And there's room for one more.
Is there? Maybe it's a double
Well, I don't
elimination. Who knows?
know.
Let's find out. Oh.
But we find out that it's time for Mandius Mobius and Nikita Iman to lip sync for their life to...
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Did Warner Brothers New Zealand / WOW have the rights to these songs and they're like, well, we just have to use them up. Like, let's get rid of them. Because
Before we run out of the licensing for them or something.
we have another lip sync song that was an audition song
For season 2.
for season 2 of Drag Race Down Under, Searching by the Young,
Young
Divas,
Divas, yes.
which was so funny when it was the audition song because then for the next 12 months, queens across the country
Spot numbers.
we're performing it. Oh,
Searching.
they were also doing it for duos. Like, well, you
Yeah.
know, it's Young Divas, so there's a
Yeah.
few of us, we can all do it. But the good news is Mandy would have known the words to that
Hey.
very well.
Hey.
And they perform it. And look, it's pretty... but then Mandy goes to the back of the room, rips off her tits.
Here comes the moves.
And the moves is here. And I think in that moment she's won it. She's added
Absolutely.
a gag. She's added something
Yeah.
interesting.
Hey.
Very, very good.
The moves are out. Can't get rid of the moves.
It's on brand. The
It
moves are
is,
here.
it is.
She wins.
Hey,
She won the lip sync,
absolutely.
which means she's through to the final.
Oh my God, we have a top 4.
We have a top 4!
4 plus art.
No.
Oh, sorry, you weren't there.
No.
No,
none of
no,
that.
no, sorry,
No,
sorry.
none of that. So we lose Nikita, unfortunately. I do think it was her time to go. I didn't see us getting any more out of her. We got a beautiful, touching moment with her. We found out about herself, her culture, her history. She's been such a breath of fresh air to this cast. She's this wild card that I did not have any hope for at all. From the promo wearing a boa wrapped around her to where she is now, incredible.
I know, she's definitely covered a lot of ground in a short period of time that I didn't imagine she was going to.
No.
And I'm incredibly proud that she's one of our sisters because
Yeah.
she's a personality that we haven't had on
Yeah.
our series before.
Yes. So we have a top 4.
We do.
Mandy,
Yes.
Lazy,
Yes.
Vibe, and Freya. Who do you think it's going to be? What are your predictions?
My prediction is that they've run out of budget. There's no more episodes. They're going to get Maxi in for 2 more seconds.
No, they're just
Maxi's
going
one.
to reuse the same footage of Maxi doing a montage.
Statistically, I think Lazy has it. She's got the most Maxi Challenge wins. She hasn't been in the bottom. She's been killing it. She's gone fucking viral globally with her stupid fucking
Yeah.
fan face look. Incredible mind, incredible girl. Yeah, I think my pick is Lazy.
I'm unbiased, so I cannot comment personally, but don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. Probably Lazy. Next week is our final episode.
Yes.
So don't forget, we've got the Lurgies coming back for all of you. So please make sure you vote in the comment section. There is a link where you can vote for the different categories. Plus, we'll be doing Miss Congeniality as voted by you by commenting down below.
Ooh.
So comment below who from this season is your Miss Congeniality. And we'll be announcing all of those winners next week at our finale episode, which is jam-packed. We've got 2 special guests. We've got live footage from the finale crowning. We've got to have reporters on the field there capturing the winning crowning moment for all of you, as well as interviews with all the guest lists there as well. So make sure you tune in for a jam-packed episode and watch the finale of Drag Race Down Under Season 4 on Stan or WOW Presents Plus. My name is Simone. You've been fucking fabulous. Thank you for joining me, Miss Gabriella LaBucci.
Sure, why not? Thanks for having me.
Bye.